Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Bitcoins, to another interesting time that we always have every Sunday, 5 p.m. West African time. So it's one of those amazing sessions that we hold where we talk about the opportunities that are available in the blockchain space. And today we are continuing our conversation on tokenization of real-world assets. We're looking at strategies that will enable us to take advantage of investment and wealth creation opportunities within the tokenization space. So you're welcome, ladies. So without wasting any much time, I will upload my slides so that we can continue our conversation on tokenization of real-world assets. Okay, so let me pull up my screen now so that we get right into our conversation for today. All right. So thank you, Virginia, for your feedback. And it promises to be very exciting today, very explosive, very insightful, very informative, a lot that we're going to be talking about today. So like I said, we are looking at strategies for investing and creating wealth in the tokenization space. So that's what we are going to be discussing today. But before we go any further, I want to start with this quote, which says that investing in women is not just a good idea, it's smart economics. So in celebration of the International Women's Day, we want to say Happy Women's Day to every Bitcoin and all women out there. A lot of women are doing great things in the world, in different industries, and we cannot help but remember the contributions and achievements of women in different sectors and in different fields. And today we're happy, although the event happened on the 8th of March, 2024, today, we are remembering and also using the opportunity to congratulate, to celebrate all women across the globe. Of course, here at Bitcoins, we are also impacting women, sharing knowledge about blockchain technology and how it can empower them. So with that said, let's go ahead. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, or you're just joining the meeting, I'm Christy Emmanuel. I'm a blockchain educator and the founder of Bitcoins. And I welcome you to Bitcoins. Bitcoins is where we show women and teach them about blockchain technology, about cryptocurrencies, and how they can use the knowledge they acquire to empower themselves. And we've already created a community where we help women to feel supported, to feel confident about their journey in the blockchain space, and excited enough to begin to explore the endless opportunities in this space. So you're welcome to one of such sessions that we hold every Sunday, 5 p.m. West African time, where we show you and explore alongside all the opportunities that are available within the space so that you can benefit from them and empower yourself. So you are in for a big treat today because we're going to be sharing with you strategies on how to invest and create wealth in the tokenization space. And at the end, we are going to interact. So in case you're still asking, perhaps you have not joined in our previous session and you're still wondering what tokenization is the process of converting real-world assets, that is the ownership rights or value representing real-world assets, into digital tokens on a blockchain. And it doesn't matter what that may be. It could be real estate, it could be art, it could be aviation, carbon credits, whatever it is, intellectual property, they can be tokenized, meaning that it offers opportunity for you to co-own that piece of asset with the asset owners or on the platform on which that asset is being tokenized, and also earn for your participation. So anything can be tokenized so long it has economic value. So this has been the mainstay of our conversation in the past few weeks. And today we want to take this even deeper to explore strategies that can help us take advantage of investment and wealth creation opportunities within the tokenization space. So like I said, we're looking at strategies for investment and wealth creation in the tokenization space. And we're going to be looking at 4 strategies very quickly. So pay attention. You want to have your journal with you or get your screenshot application ready with which to capture your thoughts as we go deep into these strategies. So the first one is trading tokens. Remember, when an asset is tokenized, what that basically means is that tokens are created to represent the ownership of those assets, right? And so these tokens get listed on different exchanges. And so as a woman, you can trade those tokens. And trading simply means buying and selling of these tokens on an exchange. And these tokens, like I said, represent the ownership of the asset, a particular asset. And so you can go there and begin to buy up these assets and sell them. So trading simply means buying and selling. And how trading works is to buy at a low price and sell at a higher price. So this offers you the opportunity to track the price movement of that particular digital tokens, and of course, with the aim of making profits as you buy and sell. So this requires skills. You need to learn how trading works to be able to do that. So what are the things you need to pay attention to, or the strategies you need to learn, or what you need to know when considering trading tokens that represent assets on exchange? First, you have to analyze the market. You have to know what assets you want to trade. I mean, the tokens you want to trade. What actually is informing the price movement? What value does it really hold? Because you don't want to go into the market to begin to trade tokens that are not offering any real value. So you want to actually see that particular project and know what is driving it. For instance, real estate. We know that real estate is a fantastic industry, and everybody knows that real estate is a human need, whether it's for your business, whether it's for living, whether for any other reason. You have to know what is driving that particular asset. If it's art, for instance, tokens that represent art, why should you be interested in that art? Is it because that art is rare? Yes, of course, that can contribute to upwards movement, because such rare assets tend to appreciate in value with time. So you need to analyze the market and see why it makes sense to trade that particular asset. That is the tokens that represent that particular asset. Another thing you want to look at is liquidity. So liquidity is one great advantage that token traders can take advantage of. Why? Because there is a ready market, meaning that it helps you to take quick action when there is a market change. So liquidity means that anytime you're willing to buy, there is somebody who is willing to sell. Anytime you want to sell, there's someone there who is willing to buy. So all this provides opportunity for you to be able to make informed decision or exit the market, as it were, when there is a change in the market. So liquidity is one thing you should also pay attention when considering trading tokens. Then it also offers you the opportunity to diversify your portfolio, because not only can you trade in just one token that represents a physical asset or real world asset, you could trade on multiple tokens that represent different assets, maybe in real estate, in art, in aviation, in carbon credits, So that's one way for women to diversify their portfolio when it comes to token trading. And of course, you have to pay attention to risk management, because, like I said, trading is a skill that everyone has to master if they want to go into trading of tokens that represent assets on exchanges. So you have to be able to manage your risks, know when to buy, know when to sell, know what strategies to adopt, so that at the end you are making profit, as it were, instead of losing your funds. Remember, the idea is to make progress, is to generate profits or income as you trade. So you don't want to go into trading without having all the necessary tools and experience and skills that you need to do so. One thing, again, I like to point out is that trading is more of a short-term approach. Yeah, because you are just taking advantage of momentary price movement of those tokens. So you have to also be aware of that and draw up strategies that help you do so. You can choose how regularly you want to trade. It could be daily, it could be weekly, bi-weekly. Just know the strategy that works for you and adopt that. So let's go to the second strategy. So we've just talked about the first strategy, which is trading tokens. And the tokens we're talking about are digital tokens that represent real-world assets that have been listed on an exchange. So the next is the buy and hold strategy. Now, this approach is more of going into the exchange, buying these tokens that represent real-world assets and holding them in a private wallet for potential appreciation in value over time. This time, the approach is not about taking quick profits. You go there, research projects, you see the ones that are okay, you buy the tokens and you hold them because you believe in the project and you know that it has a long-term value. So this approach is very simple, yet very powerful because it gives you opportunity for your investment to expand, for the project itself to expand, to bring in more value, which will drive the price of the tokens representing those real-world assets. So what you need to know is that buying and holding strategy, or the buy and hold strategy, is a long-term approach, unlike the trading approach, where you just momentarily take profit on the price movement of those tokens. So this is a long-term approach. And then this involves doing your research and having foresight to identify those projects that have value. Like I said, it could be a prime real estate, maybe located in a choice area. Such kind of projects have the potential to do well. Maybe a rare art, for instance, maybe when taking advantage of the famous Mona Lisa painting. So that could also provide you opportunity to say, let me look at projects that have inherent value and buy the tokens representing them and hold them for a long time. So these are things you need to know, approaches you need to apply, strategies you need to apply. Then you also have to watch market trends, right? Where is the attention flowing? Where attention flows, money also goes. And today, if you talk about real estate, there is already advocacy for sustainable living. So when you see people advocating for a certain thing or the attention are going there, it means that money is also about to flow to that direction. So you may want to look at it, for instance, real estate that is supporting sustainable living, and for that reason, green buildings that support planting of trees and growing of plants and all that can be another area that one can take advantage of. Why? Because this is where the attention is flowing. Another one is AI software development is now on the rise. I mean, the buzz about AI has been on the rise since 2023. But guess what? AI is not new. There's been AI, artificial intelligence, in the past years, but it only started to catch on very recently. And now people are talking about different products and services that are based on AI software development. So already AI projects that you can take advantage of. And so you want to look at market trends, see where the attention is going, and see how you can take advantage of that. So that's strategy number 2 for investing and creating wealth within the tokenization space. Now let's look at strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is staking. Okay, so staking simply means fixed depositing your tokens or your cryptos in a wallet to support the operations of a tokenized project. So it's more like the way you would fix deposit your funds in a traditional bank, only that in this case, it is in the crypto space or in the blockchain space. So these tokens are locked up for a period of time, making them unavailable for other kinds of use. And see what happens. The project owners reward those who actually lock up their tokens over a certain period of time, because that act of locking up the tokens help in the advancement of that project, both in terms of price rise, in terms of expansion of the project, and in terms of the values in returns that those who hold those tokens can benefit from. So for instance, you bought some tokens and you are holding them for the long term. Rather than leave them idle in your wallet, you could stake them so that time will work hard for you, not just your money that you used in buying those tokens, but time will also work hard for you. And guess what? You get rewards for doing so, because those who involve in staking get rewarded with extra tokens. And guess what? If the project behind those tokens are legit, if they have value, if they're providing real solution, there is tendency for the price of those tokens to rise. So while the price of the tokens you hold is rising in value, the staking activity you're involved in is generating more of the tokens for you that you can restake. By restake, I mean compound, that is, plug back into the system to generate even more tokens for you. This is such a fantastic strategy for building wealth and creating wealth in the tokenization space. So, but what you want to do is to select reputable platforms and tokens that have very solid track record and clear staking guidelines. You want to know how the staking works, because there are different platforms and they don't have the same guidelines. They don't have the same rules. So you want to understand the platform you want to choose, the tokens you are staking, the staking guidelines, and how flexible it is and what opportunities are available for you. So you want to know what the staking period is. By staking period, I mean, how long do you want to lock up your tokens? Maybe for 6 months, a year, for 5 years. It all depends on you, but you have to understand the guidelines before you make that decision. What's the percentage APY? APY here means annual percentage yield. This works in a way different from the usual percentage interest that you'll get in fixed deposit you make in the traditional sense. So let me explain to you how API works and how, that translates to value when you are staking your token. So let's look at how API works. So let's say you want to invest $1,000 in a token that represents a real world asset. So you use that $10,000, you buy that particular token, and of course, the interest rate, 10% for a year, and it compound every month. So you will earn 0.83%, that is 0.83% interest every month on that $1,000 worth of the token that you have staked. So that 0.83% represents $8.33. Remember, the 10% is for a whole year. So if you divide 10% by 12, that gives you 0.83% every month based on this calculation. But this is where API comes to play, because you are going to compound. Compound means the interest you have gotten and your investment capital, you still get rewarded on them. So not just your initial capital, but also on the interest that you have gotten. This is very massive, but I try to make it as simple as possible. So at the end of the first month, you have gotten $8.33, which is now added to your initial investment of $1,000, right? So now you have a total of $1,008.33. Now, the next month, because you compound every month, this is on what you are going to be earning interest and no longer on just $1,000. Remember, you've compounded your interest, meaning that you've added the interest you got for the first month to your initial capital, and based on that, you will be given interest rate for that month, right? So the next month you are going to earn interest on $1,008.33, which now gives you $1,016.69. So you can see now that that has increased your potential to earn, because the compound figure has given rise to $8.36. In the first month, you got $8.33. But in the second month, you have gotten $8.36. Why? Because the interest was on $1,008.33 and not on $1,000, which is your initial capital. So this is based on the new figure and not just your original investment. So this carries on for the rest of the year, each time with a higher compound figure from the second month to the third month to the 12th month. That will give you interest that is actually higher than 10%, which is what the headline interest says. So, the headline interest says here 10%. So if you were not to do any sort of compounding, this will translate to about $100 at the end of a year, if you were to stake $1,000 worth of a token that represents an asset. But because you are, compounding, that will give you a higher value than the original headline interest rates that you would have gotten. So imagine when you do this for a year, for 2 years, or you stake for 5 years, That's a huge one. No wonder Einstein says that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Anyone who understands it, it will pay him. Anyone who fails to understand will pay for it. So, ladies, this is one fantastic way. And as I speak, there are a lot of projects. For instance, Avinok is one of them. You purchase it, send it to your private wallet, and you stake it, and it gives you reward every single day. And guess what? You can restake, meaning that you can compound the interest that you get every day. If you choose, you can allow them accumulate. At the end of a week, you can restake them, or even at the end of a month, you can restake them. So that way, it gives you the opportunity to compound the interest you are getting, and to maximize time. So not only is your money working for you, but time is also working hard for you. Okay, so the last strategy before we round up is community building. And this is where women can leverage the power of community to expand the tokenization project. Because I tell you what, projects that are tokenizing assets, real-world assets, really depend on community to expand, to let people feel the impact of their services. So you can't tokenize without having people to buy into what you're doing or see the value you're providing and key into it. So community building provides women the opportunity to help expand tokenization projects and, of course, create supportive network for women who are actively investing in tokenization of real-world assets. So not only that, it offers opportunity for women to generate income, because by the time you are expanding these projects, telling other women, actively engaging others in the discussion and the conversation, showing them and teaching them and sharing with them with the information about this project, you are expanding it. And when you expand this project, it means that more women are getting interested and they are buying into this project, which means more value for the company. They're getting more funds to expand the value they're providing or the solution they're providing, which now translates into value for you, who is already an investor and holding the tokens that represent these real-world assets. So the ripple effect is so powerful, because more people means more value, more exposure to the project, and more funds going into that project, and the project providing more solutions, which also brings more profit for the project, and thereby translating to your own personal holdings, the tokens that you hold because of the interest that you have in that particular project. So this is very, very massive. And these projects have referral programs where you can get more women to participate, and the company or the owners of the assets or the company that is marketing can give you rewards for having more people join. Let me tell you, the network marketing industry, as it is called, or the relationship marketing industry, in 2022 turned over $300 billion. That is, the turnover in that sector was over $300 billion in 2022 alone. So that industry is fast growing, because it's one way to expand projects, to create more awareness of the solutions they are providing, and also reward people for helping them create such massive awareness. Then it provides opportunity for collective empowerment, because now you have a community of women who are investing, who are earning, and providing mutual support for other women, teaching other women, mentoring them. By so doing, creating a robust opportunity where more and more women become financially independent and financially included in the economic activities of their communities or wherever they may find themselves. So community building is not only about expanding a project, it's about having a community of women who are learning together, sharing information, growing together, and by so doing can impact other women, bring about change, because then they are able to also earn and then support programs or causes that align with their own values. So the potential here is enormous. You can be part of a community that is providing such opportunity and also earn for actively participating. So as I round up today's conversation, I want you to understand that these strategies we've just described is not just about personal investments, but it provides opportunity for women to be financially empowered and to be able to create wealth for themselves. So it's not just mere strategies. These are stepping stones towards women emancipation, towards financial independence, and towards women making their mark in this fast expanding blockchain and tokenization space. So we are happy that we are sharing all this information with you, and taking action is very important. We come to the end of today's session. Congratulations, women, for staying with us. We talked about strategies for investing and creating wealth in the tokenization space, and I'm sure you got value for your time. In case you missed anything, the replay of this conversation will still be available, so you can play it and begin to take advantage. What is most important is for you to take action. We have provided some information in our community. Yesterday, we participated in a global event which put more light on the opportunities that are available, real projects that you can take advantage of. So if you attended that event or you didn't get all the information for one reason or the other, please, the replay to that event has been posted in our community, so you can go there, watch again. And if you have any inquiries, please feel free to reach out to the Bitcoins team, and we will give you the details that you need to get started. I am so happy that even within the community, there are women who are already taking advantage of tokenization of real-world assets, that is the opportunities in that space, and we hope that more women will take advantage. Remember, you have to do your own due diligence before making any financial decisions. So thank you, ladies, for listening to us. And if you participated, you listened, you enjoyed our conversation, but you're not yet part of our community, what are you waiting for? We invite you to be part of our community. Feel free to leave us a message if you're watching on YouTube, for instance, in the comments requesting to join our community, and we will definitely bring you in. Or you can write us a mail at bitcoinshq@gmail.com, and we'll provide you with all the information that you need to come on board our community. Yes, and we are looking for volunteers and interns. So if you have the skills for these different positions, or you know any woman who has the skill in community management, in content creation, in video editing, graphics design, or social media strategy, please do well to point them our way. Write us bitcoinshq@gmail.com, and we will be there to provide you all the information you need to be part of the Bitcoins team. Our community is expanding, and we need more hands to be able to expand our reach and bring in more women to learn about blockchain technology and how it can empower them. So ladies, follow us on all our social media channels. We're all across social media as Bitcoins. So if you have any inquiries or you want to learn anything, please write to us. In case you want to reach us, write to us at bitcoinshq@gmail.com. So with that said, we come to the end of today's presentation, and it's time now to get your feedback. Do you have any questions, or do you require any more clarifications? This is the time to do so. So I'll stop sharing my screen and get your reaction or your feedback to all our conversation. You could ask a question on any of the things we've discussed today or in the past regarding tokenization or any other area we've handled in the past. Okay, so thank you everyone for still being here. Thank you, Ruka. Thank you, Virginia. Any questions? Remember, you can always ask your questions also in the community. So in case you don't have any questions now, please feel free to ask them in the community. Let's continue that conversation there. Of course, remember to always engage with content that we keep pushing out across social media and of course in our community. So without any more questions or any more thing, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who always come here every Sunday to make it engaging, to make it interactive, you know, to learn, to share, to grow together. Next Sunday, we're also going to continue this tokenization conversation, and we'll have better and deeper insights to share. So remember, we had a session yesterday. We invited the community to a much bigger community where we looked at real world projects, that we can take advantage of. Like I said, if you were not able to attend or you didn't get all the information, we've shared the replay to that event in our community. So do well to listen to it again. And if you have any inquiries or require any more information, please feel free to reach out to any of the Bitcoins team, and we'll be there to provide you with all the information that you need. The most important thing is to start taking action, no matter how small. But start taking action on expanding the chances of building wealth credibly, legally, slowly but steadily for yourself and the people around you. So thank you very much, and thank you, Ruka, for your feedback. We'll be back again next Sunday, 5 p.m. West African time, 4 p.m. GMT, to share with you another fresh insights about tokenization of real-world assets. Bye for now, and see you next time.